Hey everybody, it's WillBits. It is Blizzcon time. Right now. It's going on right now today, actually, probably if you're watching this on the day that I'm posting it. Right now, Blizzcon. Let's talk about it. Specifically, I'd like to actually talk just on a personal level rather than what's coming up. Specifically, let's talk about past BlizzCons. More specifically, the time I ended up on stage with Jay Moore, and then I took off all of my clothes and danced half naked in front of thousands of stunned and horrified people. Yeah. That happened. Whew. So, for the uninitiated, BlizzCon is Blizzard Entertainment's convention where it celebrates all of its games: World of Warcraft, Diablo, StarCraft, Hearthstone, Heroes of the yada yada yada, etc. You got it. It's happening. Nice. I'm actually going to be there this year, although I haven't been in a while. If anybody else is there, if you're at the convention and watching this for some reason, leave a message on the thing. Maybe I'll wander by and say hello. There's a lot of cool things happening at BlizzCon. Obviously, they announce their games, you get to demo the games, you get to play around and do that kind of stuff. But one of the big highlights, at least for me, every year, is the weird thing that happens whenever you have professional game developers who wind up getting together with just the general population who play their games. And by virtue of it being a video game, these people tend to be nerds, that I can say, as one myself who has done some awkward things, that sometimes things get a little interesting, and sometimes it's awesome and amazing, and then every now and then it's cringy and awkward. And I say this as someone who often supplies the cringe and the awkward. And so usually the word cringe gets used in the way that something is entirely bad. But sometimes there's something cool that happens when the professional combines with the amateur, and nothing is more cringy than the dance contest. You guys probably know what I'm talking about, even if you've never even seen one. It used to be cray-cray, and it doesn't exist anymore. It all happened well before I was actually even posting really anything on YouTube, and it's been referenced a few times in passing in other videos, and I've never specifically addressed that, because there's actually thousands of people who have seen that video and others who've seen these, and maybe the two groups haven't come together. So let's talk about being awkward in public. So first, BlizzCon happens almost every year down in Anaheim, California. They announce the games, people show up in cool costumes, and I think the costumes led to contests. And then the contest kind of evolved over time. I actually didn't go at all until 2010 was the first year that I ever went. And the thing that I was actually most looking forward to was actually the sound-alike contest, where you would actually try to mimic a character from a video game live on stage. They had done it years prior, but 2009 was the last year they ever did it. Probably because, inevitably, you got a ton of people who are mimicking Murlocs or Deckard Cain, and not a whole lot else. And you can only really listen to so much or stay a while and listen before you've heard all of them and are not at all impressed. Because you should not be. They're easy voices. So that got canceled. They were like, we're not doing it anymore. And I was distraught. And I remember hopping on my social medias and just lamenting that I was not going to get to be in a contest anymore. But then I was like, what if I did the dance? What if I did a dance contest? If you're not familiar with the particulars, every race and gender in the game World of Warcraft have their own specific dance that usually mimics a pop culture dance of some kind. Orc males do the MC Hammer, Running Man, Tauren females do the electric slide, etc., etc., etc. It's like a whole thing. So specifically, you were supposed to emulate one of those dances as faithfully as you possibly could. Like pixel perfect, not pixel perfect, polygon perfect? Polygon perfect as you could do it. So jokingly, I had talked about it, and one of my friends very helpfully quipped that I should do the Night Elf female dance. Which, if you're not familiar, the Night Elf female dance is based off of a video that went viral about the French pop star Alizée performing her song Je n'aimerais, in which she is being very sexy. It's kind of stripteasy, not quite. And it's just it's probably the sexiest, silliest, most feminine possible dance. And I'm not a great dancer to begin with, and especially when you throw me out of my comfort zone, that was probably not the greatest one to go with. So of course I had to do it. If you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it right. None of this, like, waiting to the last minute, none of this not getting ready for anything, that we're gonna put it together and do this thing correct. Thankfully, I had Amanda to help out with all of that. We had actually only recently started dating, and she actually is the one who, sewed together a pair of breakaway pants so that I could take those off on stage in a way that revealed a costume that I had put on that was actually supposed to emulate the one that Alize was wearing in the video that inspired the dance. I figured it would be like a whole big production thing going on.
Attaboy. What dance will you be doing?
I'm doing the night elf female.
All right.
Oh, how precious!
My sister lives in Kentucky, so do a good job, all right? How about it, Will? This is Will, night elf, female! He did not disappoint. Oh my gosh. Speaking of my sister in Kentucky.
Overall, I think it had a pretty good impact. I think it did pretty alright. Also, I'm noticing my mutton chops in that video were pretty intense at the time. And my hair was a little big, and a lot of that was because I'm remembering it was right before Halloween, and I actually went as Wolverine that year. Good times. So boom! I wasn't expecting to win by any means. No, not at all. But I was hoping to at least get some attention, get some like internet points. I don't know what that is, views, talking, that kind of stuff. But my hopes were dashed because I was immediately upstaged by the person to follow me. The infamous guy who broke his leg on stage at Blizzcon. Now, I just want to say, he went on immediately after me, so he was actually next to me in line for like an hour and a half while I was backstage hanging out, and he was a really nice guy. I think his name is Daniel. Correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel. If you're ever watching this, you're cool, man. You've dealt with what was a really embarrassing situation really, really well. And now I'm going to talk about your leg, and I'm sorry. Some of it's not his fault. The live band actually played the wrong song. They played the song for the undead female, but nobody did that dance, so they didn't realize they had to skip. And the undead male does a like heavy metal, hard rock, and headbanging song, and they had they play this like smooth, sensual, like belly dancing song, and bless him, he went for it anyway. He tried to rock out, jump up and down, and I don't know if it was just not being accustomed to doing that, or the stage actually being pretty slippery and it being pretty easy to fall over. A lot of people have historically fallen over during the costume contest because they don't realize just how smooth those wooden floors are going to be. But, well...
You still whisper on my lips, feel it in my fingertips, pulling at my skin. You leave me when I'm at my worst, feeling as if I've been cursed.
He tapped out. He's done. He tapped out. Come on, Daniel. You okay? All right, we're good. Are you all right, man?
That was some hardcore rocking.
Are you serious? All right, we need some help. We have a medical issue.
Can we get a couple people from backstage?
We have a broken leg. Oh, no, he can't walk. This is broken here. So, here. got him. No weight, no weight. Don't put weight on it.
That definitely deserves a big round of applause for
can't
your
kill
amazing
him.
performance.
And I just want to say that when I know that they're trying to be helpful when those 4 dudes come in and pick him up, but when somebody has potentially broken their leg and you pick somebody up to carry them off, maybe don't pick them up by the leg. Maybe pick them up by anything else. So I was immediately upstaged. Just like ages of planning, practice, dieting and exercise to make sure that I was not repugnant in my costume. And the guy after me steals all coverage. And I remember seeing online where people were like, OMG, OMG, this night elf female guy. Oh, the guy from Kentucky. I can't believe it. Whoa, this guy broke his leg. And they actually, like, cut between it so fast that Amanda, who was not at the con at the time, actually thought I had broken my leg and went into a panic. And then just started desperately trying to figure out if I had been injured on stage somehow doing the dance. Didn't happen. Was okay. Neither of us won anything that year. What you gonna do? So I did actually go back in 2011, and nobody really knows or cares about this one because I decided I wanted to try a cool dance. So I did the troll male who does this like cool acrobatic capoeira like dance fighting thing, which I do not do. I know some people who do that legitimately, and if they watch this, they're probably face palming. But it's something that I wanted to do for me because I had been doing a lot of workout exercise stuff with Amanda, and I wanted to just kind of push myself and see what I could do. And spoilers, I was still not very good at it. But I went on stage and had my redemption of like, look, I'm not just a silly take my clothes off gimmick. I can work and do something kind of neat as well.
What's your name? Where are you from?
Hey, I'm Will White. I'm from Kentucky.
Will White from Kentucky. Let's hope he's lucky. What dance will you be doing?
This year I'm doing the troll male.
Will, troll male. Go all the way up in the middle. You got it. Kentucky. I didn't recognize you with clothes on. Did you take your you took your clothes off last year?
Hey, how's your sister doing?
Oh, Jesus. Let him no. Let him finish. My sister Virginia lives in Scottsville, Kentucky. They know each other. They're old friends. Thank you very much. That way right there. I had to clear that up. You guys are like, oh, you gonna take that? I don't have a sister. I know what he's talking about.
Also, did not win that year. But I got to have a cool callback, because since Jay gave me such a hard time about his sister from Kentucky, I asked how she was doing the next time. And everybody thought I was doing like a, oh, I banged your sister joke, but it wasn't meant that way. I was just saying, hey, remember me? We connected over the shared location of your family member. Jay Moore, if you ever see this, which you won't, I'm sorry you're not hosting BlizzCon this year anymore. And I'm sorry if you think I'm a weird person, but you are correct. So after 2011, in 2012, they actually didn't do a BlizzCon at all. And the same year that I did my troll dance, some other guys also tried to do a strip down and dance in our skivvies kind of thing, but it was 2 of them, and they didn't prepare as smooth of a costume as I had, so they kind of just walked out wearing a bedsheet, and then they dropped it and were just kind of like, hey, we're like half naked now. It was a bad execution. It was not a good execution of that thing. And I think between those sorts of events, and then also probably worrying about the liability, when BlizzCon resumed in 2013, I think it was? Yeah? Correct me if I'm wrong? They had removed the dancing contest entirely. It is dead. It has been replaced with a talent contest, which is probably better in that you have some level of vetting going on to the caliber of people going on. So you have kind of an America's Got Talent, Azeroth's Got Talent. That's what they should call it. They don't call it that. That's what they should call it. Which is cool, and you get to see a lot of neat stuff, because what they really wanted was the guys in 2010 who did the coordinated ninja dance. They just want more of that. And I can't really blame them, because it's a really cool, neat thing. But part of me kind of mourns that the interaction with the normal folks has lessened. That, like, already the costume contest has professional cosplayers who are spending thousands of dollars on their costume, and even if you win like a $2,000-$3,000 grand prize, you probably have a costume that costs more than that to put together to get that prize to begin with. So you're just kind of supplementing your hobby. The art contest has just been pure artists, and seeing it, like, excluding the normal average layman, it kind of feels like removing the cringe entirely kind of removes some of the fun of what went on. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everybody's going to wildly disagree with me and say, oh, well, no, we don't want to see nerds on their computer dance horribly, and well, nobody wants to see you shake your groove thing in a pair of leg warmers. Nobody. Fine. Fair enough. This year I'm not doing anything crazy. I do see that, I think Wowhead was talking about a voice acting, like, voice a monster thing, and I may try to stop by that. I don't have high hopes for the way those kinds of contests kind of go, but if I can go in and make some crazy noises, then that could be fun. But generally I'm just planning to go hang out and just try to meet some people, just kind of talk and play some games and kind of hang out. So anybody who's around, maybe I'll see you there. If not, I'll be back on Monday. We're going to be doing some more stuff. I know I've been missing streaming for a little bit. We're going to do some more streams. We're going to post some more stuff on here. As Jay's getting a little more stable, hopefully my schedule gets a little more stable. Things have been a little hectic, but it's temporary. It's not going to be a full-time thing. But this weekend is BlizzCon, and it will be fun. Signing out. See you on the other side.